So this is the final part in installing this brand new Briggs Stratton PXI 2500 V-twin. I had the video rolling, but it was taking way too long and too boring. So I'll just give you the edited version so far. Installed the battery. Each post has two wires, the original tractor wires, and then two wires for the winch I installed to lift the plow and the snowblower. I could have put both wires together, but I tend to put one wire on each side of the post. I don't know if that helps, hurts, or whatever, but it just seems like a good way to do it. I opened the drain plug and there was some oil that was already in the engine, or something in the engine. Looked like heavy, thick mineral oil. There wasn't much. It barely showed up on the dipstick. I bought Pennzoil 5W30 synthetic. Bought a 5-liter jug that'll give me the first 5 to 10 hour oil, and then give me what I normally use in my engine. Some people say that you shouldn't use synthetic on your first oil change. Some people say that because it's just a waste of money, and other people say that it doesn't allow the engine to break in properly, but other people says it's fine, and I tend to agree with them. It's the heat, I think, that breaks in an engine and seats the rings. And since I got the 5 liters for less than I would have got if I bought 2 liters of SAE 30 or 5W30 conventional oil and then 2 liters of synthetic, I figured I'd just buy the cheaper 5-liter jug. And I overfilled it, yapping too much in the first video, but I drained some out, and now we are going to check the level on the dipstick. And I tested the battery down in the basement. It had exactly 12 volts, so I think that's low, and it might not start because it's got to drag the fuel from the tank all the way up to the carburetor. I don't know if there's enough juice in the battery to do that, so you might not get the first start today, but at least well, there's not much left. I hooked up the battery, put some oil in it. Now after this I gotta put some gas in it, but we'll check the oil on the dipstick here. Initial wipe off for any that's still left in the tube, and there. It's about halfway between the marks, so I will just put a little bit more in. Give it a minute to get down the tube. And we'll check it again. Still a little in the tube, so we'll wipe it off. Wipe that little bit of oil off there. And check it again. And as you can see, that's almost perfect. So oil level's good. Put the cap back on. We have enough oil for the regular oil change coming up. And put the camera down. Somehow you can't really see, but I know these gas prices are getting a little ridiculous. Relatively cheap in Nova Scotia compared to the rest of Canada, but still, when you gotta pay $10 and you get, I think it was 5.8 liters or something like that. Pretty bad when it costs. It would cost close to $20 to fill up my tractor. Small tractor. And I'd say 4 or 5 months ago it cost me $30 to fill up my car. It's costing close to 55, I think, to fill up my car now. Pretty crazy. The one thing I've noticed, once I finish pouring this, I'll show you. It's almost like pouring gold down your into your gas tank. As far as oil brand loyalty goes, I normally use Mobil 1, but I'm not all that loyal. Most oils from the major companies are well manufactured, and I just find Mobil 1's on sale quite a bit at Canadian Tire. And my car happens to have one of those new engines that takes the 0W16 oil. Some Toyotas and Hondas use it. It's very fuel efficient and very advanced oil from what I hear. The only company that I can find that makes it around here is Mobil 1. I could go to a Toyota dealership and get it, but I'm not gonna pay that much for oil. I find that on sale every once in a while and buy it up, and that's what I use to change the oil in my car. But the thing that's I just noticed is the fuel filter on these, you can't see through it. The fuel filters I normally use you can see through them to see if you're when it's time to change it, when it's starting to get clogged up. But just a little tidbit of information. It's probably not very useful, but okay, everything seems to be hooked up. Key in the ignition. Get rid of this junk on my seat. And of course, that small socket I was looking for was on my seat yesterday. I had to use the screwdriver instead for the throttle cable. It was on my seat, and of course I got some oil or something on my seat. It's all dried up. And after 11 years, I'm getting some rips in the seat that I'm going to have to fix. I'll just tape them up. I'm not too concerned. I'm going to pause this video because I got to go read the manual about this automatic choke. I forget if you're supposed to start the engine with on low or on high. I can't remember, so I'm going to pause this, run in, read the manual, and I will be back out to start it. So the manual was quite confusing. It said to start it in high speed and to shut the engine off in low speed. It said under 32 degrees to put it in closed position and put the choke on. And that was under the automatic choke section. How do I put the choke on if it's automatic? And what is closed? Is that slow speed? I have no idea, and it referred you to a couple diagrams of the throttle, which didn't have an automatic choke, but it had the picture in high speed, so I don't know. But I'm just gonna start it in high speed. And here we go. I'm hoping and praying that this does not blow up. Let's go now. Very smoky in there. I've heard that they smoke for a while because of the assembly lube and stuff. Funny, I had it in full throttle, and it's started as if the choke was on my old tractor. And on the old tractor, as soon as it started, I had to take the choke off because it would smoke quite a bit. And this did the same thing, and then I lowered the throttle a little bit, and it got rid of the smoke. Kind of weird, but running anyway. That little lever with the plastic on the end is the choke. That gets pushed up and puts the choke on. It seems to be operating anyway. Good. I will, says don't put it on full throttle, so I won't put it on full throttle anymore. I will end the video and shut it off, and probably tomorrow I'll go drive it around a bit with just a load of the drivetrain on it. Won't put any big loads on it. Vary the RPMs. But so far so good. There you have it. Started. Like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what you think. Have a good one.